Welcome back, all you BS lovers. It's DeMont coming back at you again. I wanted to come by the creek to try out the new silver feather. There goes an orange cat running away. I got a little 2-inch snacky swimmer with a Bass Pro Shops head on it. This water is way shallower than it was before. This is a little creek I told you about all the snags. Now the water is really clear. I can see a lot of the snags now. We're going to try this out. Last time I was here, this was a really slippery bank too. I see some fish kind of moving over this way. So let's see if we got this thing set up right. All right, let's see if we can. Some little casts here. This is a little 16th ounce head. There was a little perch came out and grabbed it right away. He pulled my tail off. God damn, look at that shit. First cast, a perch comes out and yanks my tail off. All right, so we came prepared. Let's pull that off. I'll set it down on the ground and come back and get it in a second. Let's get out another saucy swimmer, I guess. Or snacky swimmer, I'm sorry. Let's try to avoid the little perch. Sound like somebody's up there at my truck. Okay, they're going down the other way. Put that back up. When you come down a little creek, I don't think you need a little thing like this. Put you some baits in it, some jig heads. Come here and have some fun. Don't avoid your creeks. Creeks are a really good place to catch some good fish at, because not a lot of people come back in here. All right, once again, let's try this again. And of course, I didn't bring my reading glasses with me, so hard for me to see if I got it straight. But I think it's straight enough. Yep, that's pretty straight. All right, cast number 2. Do a little flick over this way this time. See if I can avoid some of those little perches. Oh, there's another little perch. Get off there, buddy. Did he pull my tail off again? No, he didn't get my tail that time, dang. Whoa, trying to make sure we avoid sliding out here into the water. It's May 1st, it's my birthday. There's a little bit of bass right there. There he is, he's coming to it. Oh, here's a bunch of them, wow. Got him. Ah, he got off of it, dang. Did he pull my tail off? No, he didn't get my tail that time. Let's straighten the rod a teeny bit. All right. Okay, so it casts really good. Come on, who wants it? Let's see if we can come down this way and come up a little bit. Gotta try to avoid that log right there. Okay, we avoid it. This is 6 pound, 0.6 and a 6 pound leader. Wow, there's a whole bunch of little bass following it. They're tiny though. Tiny little bitty guys. Are there any big ones out here anywhere? Let's hit the grass behind me. Dang it. Gotta be careful. Can't go too fast because it's current. I can pull straight to the top. All kind of them are grabbing it right here. There's like a little hole right here. They're all just coming up here and snapping at it. And I've got it on the Mavllos Ultra Bass, or whatever it's called. I'll get the name for you in a minute. This is the first time I wanted to try this rod out too. That's a little bitty bass. This is an Ultralight. 6 foot. Nice little whippy cast. I could probably loosen it up a little bit. I don't really think I need to. Wow, look at all these little perch following it in. Dang. Let me see if you guys can see this. I don't know if you can or not. They're all over right here. It's like every cast. Let me back down one on the brake. Start dialing in a little bit. For such a light little lure, it casts really good. I'm surprised. It kind of casts like the original silver feather. I got somebody else's fishing string just in. Look like 20-some pound test out here in this little shallow ultra clear water. That's crazy. Let's flick it over here. Try to get it towards this other deeper pool over here. There's a little bit of running water coming in over here. All right, so let's do another flick out that way. Surprised I ain't got snagged up yet. Ooh, that was a good hit. Didn't hold on to it though. Did he take my tail? No, didn't take my tail. Wow, there's so many little brim and perch and bass following at every cast. Let me see if I can pass a little rock out here. Oh, nope. I thought for sure going by that little rock was gonna have something pop it. It's like a little Hispanic guy on a bike in a wheelbarrow. Oh, like a little red rider wagon pulling behind his bike up here, riding around. I think he's homeless. I'm not sure. I parked the truck where I can see it, so. This is one of them shady creeks a lot of people come down into. Oh, dang it. I'm not paying attention. Whoops. I just skipped across the water and didn't backlash, so that's cool. Yeah, it's like, there we go. Oh, come on now. That was a better sized fish. I thought he hooked himself there for a second, then he come right off. Yeah, this thing, I can cast clear across the little creek with this. This creek's about, I don't know, 40, 25, 30 foot wide, maybe 40. Some places are narrower and some places are wider. It's got a pretty good flow going to it right now. This little thing casts really good. I could probably back down the brakes a little bit more. I need to try to get it more going through this deeper. There's another bite right there. A little fish has got it. Look at that little bitty bass. Look at this little guy. Look at that little bitty tiny bass. Say hello to the camera. Get on back out there, little guy. All right. That was tiny. Okay, let's see if we can get a better hit. We're going to try to come right down through the deep part of this section, right past that little log. Come on now. I got that fishing string again? Hell yeah. I don't know where it's all going to, but I know it's right through this area right here. All right, let's see if I can come back down through here again. Come right past the point of that log. I can see like a little, he's small, but he's like a 7-incher kind of sitting on that log. Come on, guys. Dang, look at all of them. Got that fishing string again. All right, let's track up high this rock out here. Might need to go down to the lake and see what's happening at the lake right now. I'm gonna go put the boat in at that lake tomorrow. Everybody tells me how tough that lake is to fish. I've only fished it from the bank, and I've caught 2 little small ones. The main reason why I can put the boat in, but I can only idle. I can't get on plane. And it's not the most accessible boat ramp, but we're gonna try it because I like to try. I'm gonna try some finesse fishing in there and see how good it works. So come on now. That was a big bluegill chasing it. Really. It's fun to come out to the little creek, bring one rod, little tackle box, go see what you can catch. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, and I'm gonna come back when I get to the lake. Okay, so I made another cast, and another little bitty bass decided he wanted to grab this little saw. Look how far down he got that thing, that little bitty goker. He like tacked that little guy. All right, guys, we came over to the lake. I really like how this reel looks on this rod, and I like this gold braid on this reel. With the gold accents, it really sets everything off. But anyway, so far, the new silver feather has not disappointed. We're gonna come down here. Like I said, I've only caught a couple small ones here. This is the beachy area. A lot of people come swimming over here. Then I'll walk down to the dam. I've caught, down at the dam, I really caught nothing. But there's so many people that fish this bank here, it's kind of crazy. So we're just gonna see what we can run into, see if we can catch anything. It's really shallow and really clear. Like I said, we're throwing a salty snack. Whoops. Of course, I smacked the water beside me. That's how I made a knot earlier. Had to retie my leader. Yeah, it looks really good. But now I've kind of messed up my bait a little bit, so let's fix it. These little heads right here are really good, but they slide down kind of easy. I really like these Bass Pro heads. Give it a little flick right over by the pier, the dock I mean. And this little Mavllos rod, it feels really good. One thing that kind of irritates me a teeny bit is that if you don't push it in really hard in the ferrules here, it wants to turn when you're casting. Over here we're hitting a little bit of the wind because you're not protected like you are in the creek. The creek I had all the banks. Look at those little fish chasing it in. All right. There was a little bump, but no fish. Probably a tiny little guy. Let's zing it out there a little bit. Ooh, that's a good bite. Real good bite. Feel like a bluegill. He didn't steal my tail, so that's cool. So it seems like there's some off the end of the little boat ramp here where the concrete ends. There's something out there anyway. A lot of Hispanics and their kids here today. I don't know if they're the little boy was screaming a while ago, and his mama came and like spanked the crap out of him. I thought it was kind of funny, but that kind of remind me of my days growing up. When I act bad, I got the crap spanked out of me. Oopsie. Ooh, what was that? Come on now, don't be doing that mess. Something to smack the crap out of it, but it's not holding on. I think it's probably bluegill trying to protect their beds or something here. I can't see them because they're out a little deeper than when I'm not on the boat right now. But it's like when I bring it, you can see kind of where the boat ramp kind of comes out. Then where it kind of goes out here and it gets a little bit deeper, it's not very deep at all. So that's not what I'm trying to say. Let's see if I can move it up a little bit. I'm still trying to get used to doing this neck thing. It kind of gets in my way a little bit. And I found out I don't need surgery on my shoulder, but it's going to take probably a year to get my full strength back. I tore the long head, and it just looks really funny, but I don't need to have surgery on it. So I'm like, I can deal with it looking funny, but just don't feel like having another surgery. I've had too many of those throughout the years. Don't need another one anytime soon. All right, so nothing's come back this last couple of times I threw it out here. Let's go a little deeper, a little farther. I should have brought my gloves that Pure Fishing gave me. And brought the gloves and brought me some other stuff. I should have wore my socks because the sun's beating down right now and getting me good. And of course, there comes the traditional kid chasing the gooses to me. Or geese, wherever you want to call them. I know I'm not calling them by the proper name. All right, do one more cast over this way. Then we're gonna walk over to the dam, and then we'll just come back with the boat tomorrow. I see a bunch of cypress trees over on that end down there in the water. You probably can't see them on the camera. Ooh, come on. Ah, come on now. Probably something little bitty. That little Hispanic kid's over screaming again. I'm surprised his mom ain't beating him again. I guess they're in the playground now. Oops, come on now. Let's turn the brakes down one, see if we can get a little further. Try to see what the limits are here on this. I mean, right now we're using a 16th ounce jig head and a 2-inch little saucy snack. So I'm guessing, if I had to guess, we're probably probably 3 or 4 grams, I guess, something like that. I mean, it's not super ultra light, but it's pretty light. I've got another little jig head that's a little bit lighter than this one. This is a 16th, and I brought a 32nd with me as well, just to see if I go even lighter, if I get some bites. I'm not really trying to see what the absolute lowest thing you can cast is. I just want to catch some fish, and I want to see how it performs. And I didn't load it up full of braid, so I'm not getting the farthest cast I could possibly get, but I'm getting pretty good. Pretty good, I would say. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here. I'm gonna come back when I get over to the dam side with the rip wrap and things and see how that goes. Oh, there's another little bite. Oh, it's a little bit. Look at them little guys. Look at these little bitty guys. They're smaller than the ones over at the at the creek. God. All right, guys. Well, I'm walking over to the dam. Wanted to address something somebody asked me on Facebook. Oh, it's goose poop. Somebody asked me on Facebook why I don't take the boat out all the time. Well, I have kids in school. I have dogs I take care of. Taking the boat out takes a little bit of time. And instead of doing my elliptical, I just come out and walk around the lakes, walk around creeks, get a little fishing in for 2 or 3 hours. And that gives me my walking and stuff for the day. My exercise. I know I can get my exercise on the boat too, but I mean, I ain't got to worry about taking the boat out, putting it back up, trying to get back in time. Because all the good lakes to take my boat to are an hour or more away from me. So it just doesn't really make feasible sense for me to take the boat out all the time. I mean, they're asking, am I worried about the price of gas? I'm not worried about the price of gas. It's just lack of time. Now, when the kids are out of school in summer, and I have my 14-year-old home who can help me watch the dogs, and he can go fishing with me some as well, then we're going to be taking the boat out all the time. But it's just pretty much, as I said, lack of time. So we're almost, I just did a little bit of cast. There's a bunch of little bitty brim and stuff in the swimming area. This is what they call the swimming area of the lake. There's some little bitty bass. Oh, let me see if I can catch him. Let me get if I can get in front of him. Come on, bass, come on. That was a small little bass. Let's see if I can get him. As I was walking along the bank, he seen me, went flying out into the little deeper part. He didn't even come to it. Let's try again. But man, this little combo right here, this little Mavllos and this silver feather is so light. I mean, you can barely even tell you have anything in your hand. That's how light this little combo is. I wish Mavllos would do a better job with the details. You can feel all this like raised area here on this little fake carbon fiber thing they have down here. But other than that, the rod is super sensitive. It feels great when you're casting. It has a much better tip than some of the other Mavllos rods I have. I think this one was designed for bass fishing. So, and the other ones are more designed bass fishing ultralight, or I guess some people call it American style, is what some of the Asians call it. But anyway, damn, look at these little bitty brim. Look at those little bitty schools of bass. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but they're all over the place in here. But I do know from talking to people who fish this lake on the regular, who come out in their kayaks, and some of them come out in their little bass boats. There's a little dead brim right there on the top. That this lake, there's a lot of people that come and fish this lake and keep everything they catch. No matter how big it is, how small it is, they keep every little bitty thing and they eat it all. So when you're doing that to a lake, it really disturbs the population, especially if you're catching all the bait fish out. Then the bass have nothing to eat, and so they don't really get any bigger, and they kind of starve to death. It's getting really, it's still really clear. Look at these little brim. There's so many little brim. So we can see a little bit deeper water coming up here. I can see people have broke off in here. That's pretty funny. A lot of grass. I don't know how good this is going to be at all, but we're going to see. Yeah, I mean, you guys get out and walk some. Walk the bank. Get you some exercise in. I mean, I've been trying. I have a really bad hip. That's why I have a sit-down elliptical, but I would much rather just get out and do this. Walk around, do a lot of standing. It fills up my exercise band on my watch. Something that my wife looks at. She likes to make sure I'm moving, doing what I'm supposed to do, doing my exercises. Okay, so, ooh, I see a couple, gets nice and a little bit deeper right through here. I've seen a couple really nice brim. Let's see what happens. Do a nice overhead cast. Yep. You cast overhead pretty good. That's one thing about these silver feathers. They cast overhead good. They cast sidearm good. They cast, I mean, they're just really easy to set up. They cast great. And for the most part, this one works just like, oh, that's a nice little brim following it in. Yeah, he's about the same size my lure is. Let's go down a little notch. Keep going down the brake a little bit. Oh, we're going the wrong way. That's what the problem is. I ain't got my reading glass on, so it's hard for me to see. All right, so let's go back. There we go. Oh, yeah. Way out there. Nice little breeze blowing into the dam right now. There's something coming at my lure right now. I can see the line coming to it. Wow, look at all this little bluegill. Okay. You're gonna snatch my tail off, looks like you're trying to do. Okay, we got the tail caught up that time. All right, so let's just see here. Now I do see a lot of people fishing the bank over here. Fishing with live bait and bobbers and all kinds of stuff like that. So I can imagine any kind of bigger brim that's in here has been pretty much decimated. They've been in the frying pan, they released to the grease, whatever you want to call. They spent the remainder of life in a fry pan. That was, I don't know what that was that's followed in, but it was pretty nice, whatever it was. It's probably about a half a pound something. Not saying it's huge, it was half a pound something. But this thing casts great. For as small as this little lure is, and I only have my spool halfway full of braid, so it casts really good. So some people think that when you fill, yeah, it makes your spool lighter if you don't put that much line on. You play 50 yards or whatever, 50 foot or whatever you call it. But it also doesn't give you the same amount of weight inertia to make longer casts. That's how my opinion goes about it. Anytime I have a fuller spool, I mean, you have more chance of backlashing, but you can make a lot longer casts. All right, so I'm here at the dam. I'm gonna fish this a little bit longer. We're gonna see what happens. If I get a bite or something, I'll come back and show you the fish. If not, I'll talk to you in the truck. All right, guys. I spent about another hour or two walking around. Probably about more like an hour and a half, 2 hours, one there. I had one little bluegill jump on. I didn't get him in. Ooh, sweaty as hell. I got here this morning. It's a follow-up to you. Let's turn it around. We can look at it a little better. I really like this little combo. This little Mavllos and the silver feather. It's the let's read some shit so we can actually see what we're looking at here, guys. If you have, well, I have American Indian eyes, so my eyes kind of like deep set. These waterlens sit perfect. I love Coosa. I love the visual aspect of the Coosas, but these waterlens kind of fit my head, fit my face really good. As far as getting the light to come up in here. Wow. These two Hispanic ladies are together with that little boy and the little girl. That little boy just tackled the little girl down on the asphalt over here. She's, damn. Good grief. All right, so it says 602 UL length, 1.8 meters. I got my little bait keeper on front of it, but it says Ultima Soldier. I thought this was Mavllos. Maybe I ordered the wrong thing. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Mavllos. Maybe that's why the stickers and stuff was all weird on it, but I don't know. I'll look at it on AliExpress when I get home. But it says Sylvan Soldier Ultima. I thought for sure this was a Mavllos. I will double check it as soon as I get back to the house. But I was pretty sure it was a Mavllos. I'm sure I got my hands in front of the camera. But this little combo has to weigh like 7 or 8 ounces, no more than that. With line, everything on it. That little bitty bait. I know guys that, especially my bass buddies, oh, you get it through a little bitty bait, just pick the wind. When I lived in Pittsburgh, I won more money fishing tournaments with little shit like that on the rivers than anything else. Anything else. Fishing those rivers up there really made me a lot better finesse fisherman. A lot of people will tell you most of the tournaments and stuff that I've won have been on pitching and flipping. And they're 100% right. Most of the tournaments and most of the stuff I did good in has been from pitching and flipping or shallow cranking. That's my bread and butter. That's what I've always done. I'm getting decent at forward facing. It's hard for me to distinguish which fish are which fish, but I'm getting better at it. Let me turn the radio down. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a lot better at it, but it's not, I like it, but it's just not what I grew up fishing. I don't mind beating the bank, but I need to get my boat out here. I'm gonna go over to the dam first, to the middle part of the dam where people can't really get to, and I'm gonna go back to where these cypress trees and stuff is, and we're gonna find out what the deal on this lake is. There's gotta be something in here. There's gotta be something. I know at one point in time the North Carolina state record came from this lake. I do know since then they've drained this lake twice. There's supposed to be some kind of kill off, but I don't really know all the specs on everything. I know last year this lake was like, in the summertime, it was like 20 foot down. You couldn't even fish the banks at all. You couldn't even put a boat on it. They were working on the dam. I know this lake has been through some changes and some shit, but we're gonna find out. There has to be something in this goddamn lake. They told me they stock eel, and from all the little bitty bait fish, there has to be something out there eating those little bastards, or those little bait fish are going to like overpopulate the lake. And anyway, but I'm going to hop off here. If you have any questions, when I get home, I'm gonna look up all this stuff and make sure that rod is what I say it is, because I thought it was a Mavllos. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'll link it down below where I bought it from. Let me know what you guys think. You like beating the bank? I mean, my boaters out there, do you like beating the bank? I mean, I just like doing it every once in a while. I can come out really quick, spend a couple hours, get my exercise in. All right. Well, I'll try to link all this stuff that I used today, the jig heads. I'll get you an accurate weight on that bait. So I know a lot of people, I don't usually do much ultralight fishing, but when I do with something like that, or I use the smaller little bitty stuff for like Ned rigging, or a little smaller, kind of like little smaller hover strolling, things of that kind of nature. All right, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm hot as hell, you can't tell. AC in the truck feels good. I'm glad my seat has AC in it because it's hot. All right, guys, I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, guys, here's the accurate weight of the bait I was actually throwing today. So I left a snap on there and everything on there. Okay, so it's 2.69 grams with the snap and a little bit of line that's on there and the bait. I said it was probably 2 to 3 grams, and I was right. So I just want to let you know just how much it weighed. All right, now I'm gonna look up this rod real fast, make sure everything I'm gonna tell you about is right. I did weigh it. The video didn't work right, but the rod and reel, everything together weighs 7.4 ounces. All right, give me 1 second. All right, guys, so I was right. It is a Mavllos. It just doesn't have the name on it. I got it directly from the Mavllos store. I'm sorry about that, making my camera right. And I was worried about the line guide on this reel because it's so far forward and it's so thin. I think they really, I know Lose on their BB1, that's like their signature design, putting that line guide real far forward to make it where it has more distance for casting, less friction from the angle. I'm thinking that's what they kind of did here, instead of doing a cylindrical like a Shimano or like a lot of the other CDMs have been doing. I guess they kind of did their own somewhat original design. I'm still not too terribly pleased by how thin it is. But this reel, they have, it's got all the right markings on it now. So at least you know which reel is which reel. I like the accents they put on the reel. I like the handle upgrade they've done to the reel. I wish it was carbon fiber, because that would actually make this reel lighter, which I might change it to a carbon fiber handle that I already have. Maybe a tiny bit longer handle. Like I said, this reel and rod's like 7.4 ounces. It is so light. You can't really tell you're really casting anything. It's like so light. And I do like this gold braid. Let me see if I can try to get it. Gold braid with the gold accents. The rod has gold accents. The reel has gold accents. Yeah, I mean, if you're out there doing a little bit of BFS fishing, like this is less than 3 grams, this little lure right here, and it will catch you some big bass. I throw it with a little micro snap on it because sometimes I change heads and I change little baits, and sometimes I change the same little things like a hover rig. And I like to use that little snap because it gives it the correct action, and I ain't got to worry about doing a loop knot. And these little micro snaps they're hard for me to use with these big ass mitts. But get my hand in the way again. I'm sorry. But they work really well, and they're very strong. I have never. If you have your drag set properly, you shouldn't have any worries. Well, I've never had one pull a snap apart. So there's that. I'll link all this down below. This has been kind of a longer video. I gotta get all these parts put together. Anyway, guys, I'm glad you shared the day with me. Just out a little bit, doing a little bit of fishing. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try to get on the boat, get that out there on the water, get some stuff done. Gotta make sure my GoPro's charged up. Cause I don't want to do everything from my phone again like I did today. But anyway, it is what it is. Ain't what it ain't. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And today's my birthday, so I'm gonna see if my wife will take me to Reef Chris. Yeah, my buddy's been telling me I gotta try the lobster mac and cheese, but I don't really eat mac and cheese, but I've never been there, so I'm hoping it's gonna be really good. All right, guys, till next time, tight lines, y'all stay safe. I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, subscribe to the channel, like the video, all that kind of stuff. Share it to somebody else. I'm gonna do a better giveaway when I get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna give away probably a BFS combo. All right, guys. Till next time, y'all stay safe.